Khanyi Dube, and I am a designer for the streetwear brand called Transcend. Originally I was born Komafike, but I moved to Joburg 99, 2000. Since then I've been staying in the south of Johannesburg. Yeah. Never studied fashion. Had no experience in fashion. Started off matric with a fashion blog, just interested in fashion from there, streetwear. And then end of matric is when we actually decided to start making clothing with no experience. Just dived into it. There really wasn't much at the beginning. Like I said, none of us were clued up in fashion at all. We just put money together, printed some tees, you know that story, every clothing brand starts like that. Put like 2,000 Rand together each, print some tees. So that's how it started, and then as we started developing and growing, wanting to make cut and sew clothing, and that's where now we started looking for manufacturers and seamstresses, learning about patterns. So it was just all a process, like you learn along the way. There was no actual strategy, we just winged it. What I've learned from that mostly is what to avoid. Yes, you know, I guess you learn the hard way in this industry because there's not really many people out there willing to like mentor you or help you, assist you. So we've lost quite a bit of money, but every business goes through that. And I think what I use from that today is just, okay, not to go in that avenue, or let me think twice about this decision, you know, like that. So it just made me more cautious, more savvy. First and foremost, it's a business. That's the major key, I think. That's what I've learned the most, is because I'm creative by heart. I DJ, graphics, photography, like on the side stuff. And sometimes creators get carried away with design, and that's all you think, like, this is the next shit, like, yo, this is gonna pop. And you forget about the actual business, like you have to run operations, you need to do your books, you know. So I think a lot of brands, that's, for me, my biggest lesson is it's a business first. Design next to it, but don't forget about the business aspect of it. Yes, was the collab with Ricky Rick, but this was before he was like popping. I think we did this in 2015. We did a collaboration with him for Bozoke. That was pretty dope because we actually like got to learn. That was our first collab to begin with, and you know, working with someone with that stature in the industry as people who don't know anything. So he taught us quite a bit. Like, he was very helpful. And I guess recently was the cats dressing the guys on Vuzu. That was pretty cool. Like, I think that was like, one of the biggest entertainment channels have our clothes. It's like, yo, that's proper. Get your clothes back. Unless, no, I'm joking. It's nothing hectic. Like, okay, I don't know how to source and seed, like, I know all that stuff. But then, like I said, I learned through experience on, okay, when I'm sourcing to a celebrity, for example, or like, don't just give it to them for free. Like, here, take it at cost price. You know, like, there's different deals that you can do. With Vuvu's on them, it's literally just them sourcing. Can we use your clothes to dress our models? They give it back. You know, it's the small things. So it's nothing like, yo, a big lesson from it, but you learn along the way. You learn along the way. you need to build a foundation. That's very important. Longevity, yes. Because I've seen brands that have come after us make like twice the money. Next month, they're nowhere to be seen or heard of. You know what I mean? It's just that. So it depends. You need to know, first of all, if you're going to start a brand, are you really trying to start a brand and leave like, you know, your brand out there? Or are you just, you know, print some teas for the hype? So that's very important. If you can start and have a very steady foundation, and then it just grows from there. Because now people know your brand, you start meeting the right people, it just comes with it. Like, it's nothing like, I personally, I'm more like an introvert. I'm not very talkative. I never thought I'd be meeting the people I'm meeting today, but it just comes with like, people know of your brand and you meet the right people. It just all interlinks. Yeah, so build a steady foundation, focus on the business. Design is important, but don't forget the business. And fuck, what else can I say? You're gonna lose money. Either way, you have to learn that the hard way. Manufacturing South Africa is very tricky, but you know, we're trying to promote local produced clothing, so that, I don't want to spoil it, ruin the fun. Personally, I don't think we have so much exposure. Maybe we do, but from my side, I'm not really for the hype. I don't really like buy into the hype. I've learned that the hard way. So I just try to stay focused no matter if we're booming or not. So I don't really see us being overly exposed, but if that's, I think slow progression, things is different. Some brands will just pop immediately, but I'm more for slow progression, so I don't want to be forced into being out of my comfort zone because my brand is so popular. Now I'm forced to, you know, do things I don't want to do because for the people. Nah. So I just like to be very comfortable, move at my own pace. If people want to vibe with us, they'll go with us at our pace, but I don't like to get out of my comfort zone and do shit that I don't want to do now. Back in the day, yeah, obviously I think it's really grown. The support, like musicians, artists, the consumers, the kids, everyone's just starting to buy local, which is really good. So I think it's grown immensely compared to back in the day where streetwear is a myth. It was only for a handful, a niche crowd, but now like everyone's just wearing local streetwear brands, so that's really dope. Yeah, so when it comes to the consumer, I think they just need to learn how to think on their own. It's kind of lame to see people only wanting to buy or wear certain clothes because a handful of people in the country are wearing it or because they say it's cool. It should get to a point where people just walk into a store like this and see a piece and buy it because they like it and not because they saw it on TV or they saw a celebrity wearing it. If they can just like, you know, be yourself, you know what I mean? Like people just need to stop trying to be categorized. Yeah. And what is it? And then with brands, I want us to just experiment more, you know, like just take a leap of faith and really start designing. I think we are very generalizing. It's kind of mediocre. There are a handful of brands like doing some dope shit, but I think to grow the culture in SA and show them like overseas that we're just serious about streetwear is if cats can just, you know, really start digging in. Let's Prince, yo. We tired of the Prince. The same Prince all the damn fucking time. But yeah, I've seen, like from what I've seen, African fashion as a whole has really grown. Like there's some really, really dope designers out there in Africa. It's really nice to see. Yeah, I really can't say much in there. Like, I think that's a problem. I'm just here in South Africa. That's a problem. I should actually look into that, like more African, the whole industry in Africa. And hey, food for thought. 5 years. Hopefully before 5 years, I would have liked to open my first flagship in Johannesburg. I don't know where, but I think once we can have our own store, then from there we just fuck shit up, because now it's like what we really want to do in terms of like the whole aesthetic, like just having a store is the main goal right now. And yeah, just like building off our foundation and just, experimenting and branching out beyond just clothing, because Transcend for me is more than just a streetwear brand, but it is labeled as a streetwear brand. But venture out into music, because now we've started a blog as well, Transcend Sound, just experimenting with local artists who are not as popular, like just a specific sound and niche to go with the whole culture that we're trying to push. So I like to see that grow. And yeah, dude, there's just so much I want to do, but next 5 years, first is the flagship. Yeah, that's like major. This year, you heard it first here. Exclusive. Next capsule is going to be a collaboration. We're going to be touching on female pieces, women's wear, but still keeping a Transcend. So collaborating with an illustrator. Details will come later on, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, just expect very, very, very clean. Like, our quality of clothing is going up this year. Like, that's the major comfort, design. It's just going to be world class. So this year is just gonna be crazy, dude. Can find us on Instagram and Twitter. Is at Transcend _. That's at TRNSD _. Facebook, you can find us at Facebook //Transcend. That's the full TRENDSCEND. Full Transcend. Our website, we just recently launched a new website, online store. That's trnsd.coza, transcend.coza. And yeah, that's about all the social media.